20. 10 of them, Philadelphia Inquirer. Tim, a question for you. As we watched from a tactical perspective on Saturday, Mauricio said after the game that regardless of whether on paper it's a 3-4-2, he wants a defensive line of 4 against the ball. I'm curious, though, for you, when it's 2 center backs on quotes as it was on Saturday, 3 center backs, does it make anything different about how you play?
No. No, it doesn't change the way you play. It doesn't change the way you behave. Doesn't change the way you act. You adapt to who's out there and what we're doing. But in terms of with and without the ball, it doesn't. Your job is still the same.
Pardeep.
Hi, this is for either one of you. Mauricio said the other day that the team lacked intensity at times, even though sometimes the intensity levels were where you wanted them to be. Chris was just in here and said that you let in a couple of soft goals against Belgium. I'm just wondering why you think the intensity level wasn't there, at least for that period of the game.
You want me to take that one?
Yes, please.
Are you going to take any of them?
After.
Oh, okay.
The next one.
I got you. I think in some moments it's a decision. It's a conscious decision. It's just an overall effort. And I know it's not that guys don't want to do it. I think sometimes it's we've just made an effort and now it's about making another one, right? It's about making not just the first, the second, the third, the fourth. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's just again, something that is a non-negotiable, really. And it's something that we were doing, really well at in the fall last year. And it's something we have to get back to.
Mark, this is for Malik and Tim regarding Matt Freese. I'm Mark Canizera from New York Post. What are the things that you see in him that makes him special?
Am I taking this one too? Or are you going to go?
No, all right. I would like for both of you guys if you would, yeah. I want to get Malik involved.
I feel like he's a good goalkeeper. He's good on the line. He's good on the ball. I feel like he's quite confident on the ball, and I think that's an important part to our game. We need someone who is calm and confident from the back, and I feel like this gives us players a lot of confidence as well.
I think that one of the things that I've noticed in it's been a year since he's been a part of the group, and actually not quite a year. Just his willingness to learn, to try new things, to adapt to what's being asked of him. Every single day in training and every camp, and Malik's right. His confidence has grown and grown and grown, and his communication is fantastic. But he's also asking a lot of questions. When I'm doing this, what are you going to do? Or when you're doing this, I'm thinking that I need to do this. And so it's his willingness to learn and adapt and understand what's being asked of him on a daily basis, and then implementing that in training sessions and in games.
Ryan.
Ryan Solomon from Goal. This one's from Malik. Obviously, you start the other night with Christian and Weston also on the field with you, and all three of you are players who thrive with freedom and having the ball at your feet and doing things to create. What is that like playing with those two also there, and how do you find that working when you have three players that all kind of are looking to do those sorts of things?
No, for me, it's amazing. They are good players, quality players. And yeah, they are, for me, it's important, I would say, to have someone to combine with and or create chances with. And then, it's about the coach as well, how he wants us to play. He gives us a lot of freedom to switch positions and just look for the open spaces. And I feel like us three, we can all play mostly any part up front, so that's yeah, quite good for us.
Felipe.
Felipe Cardenas with The Athletic. Tim, something that Mauricio said before the Belgian match is that it doesn't really matter who you're playing right now, the team is competing against themselves, right, like internally. How do you assess that message from Mauricio after this loss to Belgium, and looking forward to Portugal? How can the team step up that accountability a bit more?
I mean, that message hasn't really changed since he's arrived. So it's not surprising in any way, and it's something that we've become accustomed to understanding. Each time you step into camp, you're competing with and against the guys that are right next to you, and it's a matter of pushing each other, helping each other, and then going out and doing as much as you can within your own game without overstepping and as I said last week, gripping the steering wheel and feeling like you're tense and you're nervous. So you take it on board and understand that it's all a competition. It's an internal competition. It's external competition. It's guys who are here are competing against each other, and guys who aren't here, they're still part of the picture as well. So. You just have to go out and play and do what's being asked of you and play with composure but intensity and being smart and doing all the things that they've been preaching since the day they step foot through the door.
Steve.
Okay. Steve Goff from Yahoo Sports. With the World Cup so close now, and in the aftermath of the result the other day, what is the urgency, despite being a friendly, to get something out of this game tomorrow and show much better than you did the other day?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's. Well, listen, first and foremost, these aren't friendlies, and that's something that Mauricio has made very clear to all of us. It's a more of a non-official game. They're obviously games that are preparing us for the World Cup, and so you look at the result and nobody's happy about it. There's a lot of disappointment, but you have another game right away that you can go and try to put things right and start to build that momentum. I mean, we weren't getting ahead of ourselves when we went on had a good fall last year, right? And had a good couple camps there, and we're not going to fall back and be all doom and gloom because of one result. Again, disappointing. We know that. We all feel that, but it's another chance and another opportunity for guys to go out and work on things that we've seen and we've not done. I guess the best way to put it is done correctly or done it at our maximal level, and continue to do the things that were not bad, right? And that the good things that did happen in a lot of that first half. So it's just marrying those two things together, understanding that there's always room to improve and move forward, and there are things that you have to continue to do as you build towards the World Cup.
Lakin.
Hey Tim, Lakin Littman with Fox Sports. Since Mauricio became the head coach, he's brought in all these guys, trying to whittle down the player pool. Of course, some guys have been injured who make the roster ultimately who aren't here right now. At what point is it important to kind of have chemistry on the field with maybe like rolling out the same starting 11? Like at what point do you need to feel kind of like, okay, these are the guys, this is like this overall, just in terms of chemistry, like how important is that to kind of start?
I think it actually starts off the field, and I think we've had so many guys in and out that everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows what each guy is supposed to do and in what position they're going to be in doing those roles. So for us, it's more about connecting, communicating, making sure that we're all on the same page. It's not so much, we need to be playing X amount of minutes together in order to feel like we're together or we're gelling or we know, what our roles are. We've had enough camps, enough time that everybody knows where they need to be and what they need to do. So it's not as as imperative that we're all getting, multiple games in a row and, playing in the same position with the same guys, because you can't go through a tournament playing the same 11 guys. You need an entire squad. So it's not something that I think any of us are really, really worried about or thinking about, to be completely honest with you.
Pablo.
Tim, Pablo Mayer from The Guardian. You're part of the senior leadership of this team. I just was wondering if you could speak a little bit about how Mauricio kind of delegates that leadership, how it emerges organically kind of within the group.
I mean, honestly, it's just a lot of just communication. There's not, he doesn't, pick out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys and says, hey, I need to know what's going on, or hey, this is your team, or hey, this is what you guys need to do. It's pretty organic. It's pretty natural. Guys are able to speak up when they want to speak up and go and knock on his door if they want to speak to him, or if they have opinions, they're able to voice them. So it's not so much that there's a senior leadership group. I just happen to be the most senior on the team, and and that's kind of the way it works. It's an open door policy, open communication, and that's the way he likes it. And I think that's a really good way to have it, because then everybody feels empowered to speak up and feel like they're a part of something bigger than just themselves.
In the back.
Troy Hirsch with Next Star Media Group. I've got 2 questions for both of you, and I'll ask them one at a time. The first is the new training center, which is here in Atlanta, is opening soon. I know you may have not seen it, but just the concept and the idea of having something dedicated to this soccer team, what's your reaction to having that?
I feel like it's amazing. In football, I think it's definitely needed. It's a place we can call home in the future. It's a place where we probably meet every time, and I think, this can also help us for the future success. And it's amazing to have.
Yeah, obviously, without knowing how often we'll use it, if we'll be here for every camp, I think it's great to have a central hub, so to speak, for the men's, the women's, the youth, the extended national teams. It gives everybody a place to say, okay, this is where we belong, and it also gives a I guess a goal or something there that to physically see and grasp for the younger kids to say, I want to be in that place one day. And I think that's probably one of the most special parts. Obviously, we travel around the world, we travel around the country, and we train in so many different training facilities, and to have a state of the art, top facility for all national teams in the U.S. is a great feeling. It's great for us. It's great for, like I said, the women, the youth, and the extended teams to have that central location that they can fall back on and know that that's their own.
And then, Tim, maybe you can speak to this a little bit better, but you've been with U.S. Soccer for a number of years. Have you seen the excitement in the Americans' fans grow over the years from when you first started to where we are now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at the way like I said, we travel around the country, and we go to so many different so many different cities and play in so many different types of stadiums. But yeah, the growth in terms of fandom has been incredible. From the time that I even before I was a professional, knowing and going to games, it was it was there, but now it's on a completely different level. The passion, the energy, the excitement, when you roll into town and you play in some of these places, it's definitely grown without a doubt, and it'll continue to do so. And hopefully this summer will make it even more more special for fans and people to get involved in the game.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Malik.